Encounter God's Presence Camp is coming up, guys, and when I think about rubble, when I think about all this stuff here, guys, rubble, it is basically the rock, the concrete, the stuff that's been thrown out. It's the outcast stuff that's no good, no use. And guys, the Bible talks about in Jeremiah 30 about how sometimes our life is like rubble. God talks about how he takes the things in the midst of our rubble, and we've been called an outcast. God takes those things and he rebuilds in the midst of our rubble, in the midst of our past. And I believe that's what God is wanting to do at Encounter God's Presence Camp in your life. He wants to heal your hurts like it talks about in Jeremiah 30. He wants to restore, rebuild what he's called you to be, not what you've allowed to happen in your past, the sins that you've done. You're no longer going to be defined by your past. And I'm expecting at camp for God to do that in your lives. In the midst of that, for God to restore you, for God to heal you, for God to rebuild. Maybe where you felt like, man, there's no more hope. I've disqualified myself. I have nothing to offer. Well, God doesn't think so. And God wants to do a deep work in your hearts. So come expecting. You do not want to miss out. John Stone is coming. He is a pastor from China, and he was in prison for 3 years. He was tortured for 3 years because of his faith in Jesus. And he wants to come and challenge you guys to stand up for Jesus and be strong in your faith for Jesus, regardless of what kind of persecution, what kind of trials that you're facing. You're going to be challenged by his story. His 2 teenage daughters will be coming with him also. One of them will be translating for him, and it's going to be a powerful message. Jim Faber will be coming back, sharing about his struggles, what he's dealt with, and he has something really cool to share with you this year. I'm expecting you guys to really be ministered to. Sean Brand, being the assistant chaplain for 10 years for the Dallas Cowboys, he has some really good relationships with some professional athletes, and he'll be bringing some of those guys to share with you this year. Obviously, Stephen Evans, coming off of his 40,000 plus huge crusade in Honduras. He had the president of Honduras there with him, kneeling at the stage there. It's amazing stuff. He's already on to another country, meeting with those leaders of that country, doing a huge crusade. Transform DJs are coming out from Colorado to lead us into a dance party, and it's going to be awesome. I don't want you guys to miss out. God is moving in some awesome ways, and we're expecting God to show up just like that at Encounter God's Presence Camp. Be telling your friends, drag your friends if you have to come and be a part of what God's going to do at Encounter God's Presence. Guys, in the midst of this, in the midst of all these things, the enemy wants to throw our rubble, throw our past back at us, but God is saying, let those things fall to the ground and don't let your past control you.
Strip me of my pride, Lord, strip me of my shame, strip me of all the things that keep me from glorifying your name. My name is so worthless, my frame is imperfect. I lift your holy name, the only name that's truly worthy. You love me, even in my sins, even when I've trampled your glory. Poured your wrath on your son, but it should have been me you destroyed. So unworthy, got no